Hey guys, Chance again. So I know some of the questions that I'm going to be getting, and I want to clear them up. One of the questions I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting: what is this magic card? The magic card, I thought about just selling it, and I could probably get $2,000 for it easy, or I could probably even get $5,000 for it easy. And then again, that's a possibility. The person that knows the value of it, I can more than likely get $20,000 for it, because that little magic card is going to make you that 3 times over before you know it. But anyway, pardon me, I am trying to work here. Been doing a lot of videos today and while I'm working on this car, so y'all might see a different hat in here too as well. But what I'm getting at is business is business. You shouldn't be putting your feelings in it. You should be making the right decisions for yourself in order for you to be able to be prosperous and survive in this field, period. I don't care who you are. If you think you're going in business just to be a hobby, I wish you the best of it, because most businesses start off at home. They start out as hobbies. The next thing you know, they turn out as businesses, and next thing you know, they explode. Just be prepared for it, because that's kind of how mine happened. It wasn't really a hobby. I've been in this business and have never left it. I've had a lot of people come before me, automotive technicians that were good technicians, started out doing mechanic work, and then as time went on and tools cost a fortune. I don't know whether it was them personally wanting to give it up, or they had something to do with their wives or whatever, and they just wasn't good enough at it. But the good ones that stay with it make the money, and they make the right decisions, and they do well. And sometimes it takes, an inner speaking, or not that you're crazy and not that you're hearing things, but sometimes your head starts talking to you and you go, I shouldn't have done that, and then you make the decision from there. It's kind of like business. It's building Legos. I'll go back to Legos again. It's the foundation, and if you implement something that doesn't work out after a little while, you change it or you improve upon it, and that's the pleasure of business. And it's like policies and procedures. When you implement policies and procedures, I don't know about you guys, but I have policies and procedures when I was mainstream, and I made my employees read and check off on each and every one of them. And see, here's where we're getting back to the point of being friends and being business owners. Here's what happens. Policies and procedures that are put out by the big manufacturers and the big Fortune 500 companies and Amazon and all of them. You read those policy and procedures, they have people that keep a check on those. And they note down in your jacket. Believe it or not, they'll note in your jacket, and then they'll give you a warning, such as a cell phone. I hardly had, I had a whole lot of policies and procedures, but my main pet peeve was no cell phones during work hours. If there was an emergency, they can call the front office and we'll get you immediately. And work ethics. Be on time. Oh, if I have to be there 2 hours before anybody else, and I didn't have to be, I did it because my baby, I was caressing and raising, right? So I felt like if I had to be there on that certain time and I was there, then please make it an effort to be there before you start, because I hated that worse than anything. And I know other employers do too. And the reason is, I'll give you, for instance, I had this one guy that worked for me, who was great. Cherry. He hated mornings, but I'm sorry. His own personal customer that he brought in, this is a funny story, but it's not really funny. His own personal customer that followed him over to my place, which is now my customer, by the way, because of his work ethics. Because we started work at 6:30 and worked to 5, and we worked 4 days a week. I told him every day leading up until the time that his customer is supposed to arrive at 6:30, she had an appointment by 7:30. And it was going to take a good 45 minutes or longer to do the services that she needed done. We set that time up, and I started on him the whole week. Your customer's coming, please be here. And he was never on time. And we had so many discussions about it. We even got into heated arguments about it. And I don't care how you place it, he was never right about that. And if you have a certain set time you're supposed to be there before time, because if you're on time, you're late. It's that simple. Long story short, he comes in 30 minutes late. Lord have mercy. I had too much going on that I couldn't take care of her, and he should have been there taking care of her, of his customer. She reamed him a new one. He looks at her and laughs and walks off. That made me personally feel like I was this small. And oh my God, I just lost my cool with him later on that day. And I shouldn't have. I should have just calmly said, you know, that wasn't the best reaction you should have gave her. You should have apologized instead of smiled and laughed and walked off. Well, needless to say, she was late for her appointment and she wasn't happy about it. But just make sure that if you're on time, remember that if you're on time, you're late. So be there before on time, okay? And the procedures and policies that I placed out, I really didn't implement all of them, but they do have the bigger companies, for some reason, the people pay attention to them, and I don't understand what makes us any different. Being smaller companies, that they have to break the rules that we gave them to sign off on to make sure that they didn't break them. And then when you approach them and you're their friend and you say something to them, they don't care. They figured, oh, well, I got you over the barrel. You ain't got to worry about it. I ain't got to worry about being fired. Because they would be the ones that are gold and shine and make your company shine. And you feel strapped to them and you can't let them go. So that's the real big reason why I say I highly, I'm trying to find the words here. I basically, if you're a technician and you move into owning a business, I highly, I can't even say the words right now because I'm just thinking back about that time. I just get so wrapped up in it. But I think it's not a really good thing if you're a technician transitioning into a business owner and you bring friends in. It's not a good thing. But anyway, I'm going to continue pecking out this thing. If I got another video, some other stuff to say, I'll say it. All right, until then, y'all take care.